So I don't know whether it's working or not working. I'm going to go through this spiel one more time. I did a bunch of stuff over the last few weeks. A lot of shopping. I've been really busy. Life has been really crazy. As you know, I haven't done much videoing. I haven't done much crafting. The kitty cat's walking by. I'm going to be in the camera and annoying me. This is Gulliver. He likes to be on camera. I just knocked it. The video is telling me I have a red light on there. I don't know whether that means it's not taping. I hope it means it is taping. I don't know. We'll find out later. So, one of the things I purchased a couple of weeks ago, maybe 3, maybe 4 weeks ago, was a Big Shot. Yeah, it was over a month ago now. It was a Big Shot. I've done a lot of die cutting in the last month. One of the things that I found you need with a Big Shot is one of these little tools. It is by Spellbinders. It is called a Tool-in-One. It has this wonderful little brush that the kitty likes to be brushed with, but it's not meant for that. It's meant to get the little tiny pieces out of the die, and it comes with this little pointy tool that you can use to lift. You can poke the little pieces out, and I use it to lift the paper out of the die itself. I found it especially handy today with some of the newer dies that I just bought. I bought some Gina Marie dies. I've been watching Didi Dies Crafty Corner, and Diane has been talking about Gina Marie dies, and so I went and looked at them online, and I fell in love with some of her dies. But some of the ones that I got have very tiny pieces, and they got stuck in the dies. So using this all-in-one, or this tool-in-one, I was able to get the little pieces out of the die before it came off the die itself. The paper came off the die. And I wanted to show you one of the, well, I'll show you the die itself. It's the mermaid. It is absolutely gorgeous. I love mermaids. I'm convinced I was a mermaid in my previous life, or in one of my previous lives. It was only $6. It's, well, you can see how big it is. It's a good size. And I cut it out in blue to go on white cardstock. But you can see all the little teeny tiny holes in it that needed to get brushed out. The little pieces needed to get brushed out. So yeah, that was fun to do. I did half a dozen of those this morning. And then I got this one. Now my table is a total disaster. It was not earlier, but like I said, I've done this video 4 times. This is the 4th time, so everything is strewn around on it now. I got this little lady with a butterfly gown. I fell in love with her, and I thought she would be so much fun to color. So I did her in a real soft gray. I'll put her up against a red background or a pinkish background so you can see her better. And it comes embossed, so it's got this real pretty embossing in it. And she's got a butterfly cutout dress. And I did her in a soft gray. I thought that that was pretty against a colored background, and I thought that I could still color her dress in with colored pencils or markers, or so I got one little butterfly that didn't come out. There we go. I'm still learning how to use the Big Shot, and I have screwed up a few. This one right here, I cut off part of the dress. I didn't get cut in. So this will probably go into my art journal, and I'm not going to worry that it's not perfect. Won't go on a card because it isn't perfect, but it will go in my art journal because I don't care and it's not perfect in there. And then my favorite, my absolute favorite piece, that my favorite die, I'll hold this one up against the, no, here's the die. It's a dragonfly. It's a dragonfly. And dragonflies are, not everybody has their spirit animal, wolves and foxes and bears and whatever. Well, mine is a spirit insect, and mine is a dragonfly. And this is how it cuts out, and it just cuts out absolutely splendidly. It is fantastic. I love it. I could have sat here all day cutting out this dragonfly in every color in the rainbow. Every piece of printed paper I had could have been turned into a dragonfly. Book pages could have been turned into a dragonfly. I just could have had dragonflies of every color, shape, and size possible today because I just love it. But I did show restraint. And then I've made, I shouldn't show this one to you, but I'm going to because this is going to be my Christmas card. I got this snowflake. I fell in love with this snowflake. I like simple Christmas cards. I don't like fancy schmancy Christmas cards. I don't like Christmas cards that have Santas and reindeers, and I don't like Christmas cards that have Jesus and angels and all that kind of stuff on it. I just like really simple Christmas cards. And I thought that a dark blue snowflake on a white card base with a really simple happy holidays sentiment, or some kind of simple, I have not found the sentiment that I want to get, in blue lettering with white embossing, clear embossing over it, would look very pretty. I just thought that would look very classy, very pretty, very simple. Nothing fancy, but classy looking. So that's going to be my Christmas card to everybody this year. And I'm not sending out a lot because postage is just too expensive. So that has been what I've been up to, part of what I've been up to today. Not all of what I've been up to today, besides filming this video half a dozen times, and it doesn't look like it's filming now. The other thing that I've been up to was cutting out ATC cards. I've cut out about 25 ATC cards. On my second attempt, I discovered that measuring and cutting pre-coffee is not my strong point. I cannot cut and measure and cut before I've had coffee. An ATC is supposed to measure 3.5 by 2.5. When I have not had coffee, I cannot count to 3.5. I cannot even count to 2.5. I had ATC cards that were 1.5 by 3.5, 2.5 by 4.5, 2 by 3. They measured everything. They were all over the place. And even some of these that are post-coffee are still off. You can see the difference there. A 1/4 of an inch off. And you know what? I'm going to send them out as ATCs. And if somebody wants to measure them and call the ATC police and have me arrested for improper ATC sizing, well, they can put me in ATC jail because I'm just not going to worry about it. I will do improper sized ATC cards. Just don't have patience today to worry about it. The other die cut that I bought the other day, this video is way just crazy. I'm just tired. It's been a long day. I've been up since 2:30 this morning. This is another die that I bought. I have not even used it yet. I haven't taken it out of the package. But hearts and stars, I love hearts. I just did a star ATC a couple of weeks ago, and I would have loved to have had this die to use for that, because I hand cut all my little stars out, and this would have made it so much easier to use this, but that's okay. As most of you know, I have severe arthritis, and fussy cutting is not my strong suit. I am not a good fussy cutter. I don't even attempt to try to be. It hurts me to try to fussy cut. I did get a pair of really nice, good scissors. I recommend these to anybody who is looking for fussy cutting scissors. They are Cutter Bees. They have a nice padded handle. They are very sharp and they are very pointed. If you need sharpening, take them to a professional sharpener. Do not even attempt to sharpen them yourself. Even if you have a sharpening block or whatever, don't do it. Take them to a professional sharpener and pay a couple of bucks to get them sharpened. It's worth it. These are not cheap scissors. They're not outrageously expensive. They're not cheap, but they're really good. Even for me, who hates fussy cutting, it makes it relatively painless. Now, I did invest in something to make fussy cutting easy, or obsolete, or almost obsolete. I had thought that I would buy myself a Brother Scan Cut for my birthday, which is in October. I've been looking at the Brother Scan Cut. I've been looking at the Cricut. I can't even think what it's called. Cricut, whatever it is. Anyway, I've been looking at that, and I finally decided to get a Cricut. I can't remember the model. I'll think of it. I might post it underneath or in a caption. Cricut Explore Air. There it is. My brain's functioning at some level. I'm not sure how much, but it's late. So it's a Cricut Explore Air. I got it through HSN on a flex pay. They included 3 months of the design space, which allows me to use the Cricut shopping, their designs for free for 3 months, which is a pretty good deal. But what Cricut does, and it's the same with Brother Scan Cut, is you can scan in designs, pictures. So like, my son's an artist, and if he drew a picture of, say, a little boy or a little girl, and I liked it and I wanted to use it in my art journal, I could scan it in, I could run it through the program, and print it out on my printer, slap it onto the cutting mat, and cut it. And it would cut on the lines. It would cut where I've told it to cut. Well, that makes it awesome. When you go on the internet and you find an image that you like, you can then download the image, cut out the background, erase the background, print it on your computer. Now, there are copyrights, so you have to be really careful. You can't go selling your images. You can use it for personal use. You can use it in your art journal. You can use it as an ATC if you're not going to sell it. You can't use it for selling. You can't sell these things. They are copyrighted. But I wouldn't ever use it for anything like that anyway. But for instance, I found this little Red Riding Hood online. She was the picture of her was about 6 inches tall, 8 inches tall, and I shrunk her down. And I put 6 of them on the page, and printed out the page, slapped it onto the cutting mat, and cut it out. Now I have 6 black and white cut out Little Red Riding Hoods that are going to become ATCs. I will color them in either with colored pencils or markers or watercolors or whatever. I found black and white Gorgeous Girls online. Somebody stamped the images online, printed them into Pinterest, and I found them, downloaded it, printed it on my printer through the program, slapped it on the cutting mat, printed it out onto cardstock, slapped it on the cutting mat, ran it through the program, and I think I've got half a dozen of these. There was another gorgeous girl that I found that I liked. I've got a friend who is going through a rough spot right now, so I'm going to be sending her a card on Monday morning. So I will take this and I will color it up, probably with colored pencils, and I will put some pop dots on it and put it on a card base, put a sentiment on it, and ship that out in the mail on Monday morning. So yeah, these are pretty fun. The other big expense, well, certainly compared to the Cricut, it's not a big expense. It's a small expense compared to the Cricut. But it's a fun expense. I've had a lot of fun with these. Is the Kuretake Zig Clean Color Real Brush markers, water brush markers. And these are just absolutely wonderful. I'm going to show you how they work. I've got a little piece of plastic. This is what this tool-in-one came in. And I just take, and I'm going to color this little girl in. I just take my marker, color on here until I get a little bit of the paint on there, or the marker on there. Take my water brush, get some water out. Come on, water. Come on. I don't want too much water because it's cardstock. It's not watercolor paper. And then just start painting your thing with watercolor. And it just comes out so cute. I like to wet my paper. I should have wet my paper first. I think it works better. I think it spreads better if you wet your paper first, and I forgot to. Yeah. There we go. There, now you can see. hopefully you can see. I don't know if I mentioned it, but this camera does not have a viewfinder thing, so I can't show you. I can't see what you guys see. I have no way of knowing whether you guys are seeing the table or the picture that I'm painting, or what you're seeing. So now I've got a watercolored skirt on her. I'll put some watercolor straps on her. I need a little bit more marker. And these are brushes. They've got a full brush tip. They're really cool. I absolutely have loved painting with these. And I'm going to put green wings on her. I'm going to give her green wings. But I want to wet her wings. So that it flows better. So that it's more of a watercolored look. There. More of a watercolored look when you wet it first. And these do warp, but they come right back down. And she's all painted. And I've had so much fun painting these little girls. I haven't decided whether I'm going to paint the Little Red Riding Hoods with the markers, or whether I'm going to paint them with colored pencils. I just can't decide yet. But that has been so much fun for me to do that. So anyway, my life has been absolutely insanely crazy. It's been very, very busy. I've had school. School is completed finally for this semester, for summer semester. I get 2 weeks of actual summer with no school, no studying. I got a B+ in science class. I was hoping for an A, but I did do some slacking off in the summertime, and I'm paying for it by only getting a B+ for the class. I tried to argue with the teacher a little bit, but oh well, I get what I worked for, and I didn't work for an A, I guess. This is Gulliver. Say hello, Gully. Say hello. Say hi. Say hi. I started a new job. I have been unemployed and on disability for 16 years. I've been unemployed for 20 years and on disability for 16. And I am making an honest attempt to get back into the work world. I am not 100% convinced that it's going to work, but I am going to give it my best, and we will see. And in the middle of all of this, I had lost a very good friend 2 weeks ago tomorrow. He passed away very suddenly, very unexpectedly. Stop. Sit still. Sit still. Passed away very unexpectedly 2 weeks ago tomorrow, and I've been struggling with trying to deal with that, and with the emotions that that's brought up. You know, you think you've dealt with all your past death emotions from other past deaths of loved ones, and then somebody you love dies, and it brings up all the emotions of everybody else that you've loved and lost. And I'm dealing now with the loss of my mom, who I lost 10 years ago. um, all over again, and it's hard, and I'm dealing with the loss of this friend, and I'm just going through a lot of emotions, and the new job, and the school, and this, and everyday stress. It's just been a pretty rough couple of weeks for me, so anyway, enough of that. I hope you all are having a good evening, and I hope to talk to you again real soon. I'm going to be doing some arting tomorrow, some ATC backgrounds, so that we can get some of these dolls put on, some of these gorgeous girls put on. So maybe I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye.